Often overlooked due to its proximity to Yellowstone and the Tetons, Bighorn National Forest is over 1 million acres in north central Wyoming. Within the National Forest is Cloud Peak Wilderness Area, which has the most rugged terrain of the Bighorn Mountain Range and is blanketed with snow most of the year. I'm in north central Wyoming. I am in the Bighorn Mountains. And I'm going to be hiking about 70 miles into what's called the Cloud Peak Wilderness Area. Specifically, I am going to be hiking on the Solitude Loop Trail. So I have about 7 miles here that I'm going to walk in kind of on a lollipop. I'm going to hit the tail here for 7 miles into a 55-mile loop and then come back out. Planning to do it in about 4 days. Right now, there is not only an excessive heat warning, but there's also heavy smoke and haze from Canada wildfires. I'm hoping that doesn't affect my trip. Even though it is an excessive heat warning, where they say the neighboring town here of Sheridan is supposed to hit a high of 104 degrees. That is probably about 4,000 to 5,000 feet lower than where I'm going to be hiking at. Right now I am at about 8,000 feet. This hike is going to range between 8,800, 850 up to about 13,000 feet. So there's going to be some climbing here, but that's good because that will cool down and it won't be so hot. Enough talking, let's get hiking. On day one, I hiked 17 and a half miles. I started at the Hunter Coral Trailhead and walked in on a spur trail to reach the Solitude Loop and hiked north past Elk Lake and camped near the Willow Park Reservoir. Oh, that water's cold. Well, maybe excessive heat. There's still snow on top of the mountain peaks. So that creek there is all snow runoff. In fact, I talked to a ranger last week that, I'm not sure if I'm going the right way. Some of the creeks were a little high because of the snow melting so quickly. But, whew, that'll get your attention right away. All right, I need to look at my map because I may be going the wrong way. This may not look like a trail. In fact, I looked on my map and it's labeled Ditch Trail. So there's a couple different ways of getting into Cloud Peak Wilderness. There's a road that I was down on that goes that way. There's Ditch Trail and they meet back up here. This was the shorter route, but it probably isn't the best route. But I'm going to keep going this way. I'm about halfway into it here. So I might as well keep going this way and gut it out for a half mile and get back together on that road. That bushwhacking just became too thick. Couldn't make it through there. All these little pine trees that are probably 10, 15 years old after blow down or burn. So I took a road back out, cross that stream again. Probably adding 2 miles on my hike. You can see here some beautiful snow-capped mountains over there. I have to go back up this way. It'll match up with that ditch trail that isn't really a trail. And hopefully we can keep on making our way in to the Solitude Loop. Hopefully when this road runs out and there's a trail, there's actually a trail. I'm into Cloud Peak Wilderness now. I haven't come to the Solitude Loop yet, but the nice part about knowing that I have to come back out this way is I'm scoping out for a campsite on my last night, and There's a nice creek over here. Nice mountain view. And some flat area up in here where be a good place to set my tent up. Yes, I do have a tent on this trip. I'm thinking that I'm going to be above tree line, so I won't be able to hang the hammock, but I've been struggling here a little bit this morning. I know there's some acclimating to the altitude. I'm probably over 9,000 feet now, but also just the smoke and the heat. And honestly, I overindulged in dinner and breakfast last night, so that's sitting like a brick. But you just gotta be smart. I'm walking. I probably have it in about third gear and not fifth gear. Just I don't have to hike 25 miles today, so just take my time. Don't overdo it. Made it to the Solitude Loop Trail, which is labeled trail number 38. I've opted I'm going to go counterclockwise around the loop. No specific reason. That's just the way I am going to go. All right, so it's probably about 11 o'clock. I think I'm going to try to go another 10 miles if I can. It seems like there's been plenty of water sources so far with streams and such, but on a hot day like today, I don't want to run out, so I still have probably over a liter, but I'm not going to pass up on water if I see it. Taking a little break here, filtering some water. I'm at about 9,800 feet. Feeling a little bit better. Getting up at that higher altitude, I can definitely feel it cooling down, and there's a little bit of a breeze, so that is welcome. I ran into another hiker, which I didn't expect. This is the Solitude Loop, so there aren't going to be many other hikers on it. He said he hadn't seen another person in 3 days. He said he did see some elk running across the field, but other than that, not a whole lot of wildlife. So I have to climb up another 800 feet over the next mile or two. And then it looks like it's going to be relatively flat for the remainder of the day. So that will be good when we will be in the peak heat to not be going up any big hills. Heading up the hill still. Hopefully I'm towards the top of the mountain here. I'm finding this trail, at least on this section, it isn't traveled a whole lot because there's virtually no footpath here. I'm relying on these cairns to know where I'm going. All right, here is the trail. Give you an idea of what I'm on. You can see a rock cairn right here. And then going up this way, you can see another rock cairn way up there. So, making it up. Whoo, sure is beautiful when I turn around though. Look at this. Finally made it to the top. I'm at about 10,600 feet. Now I'm actually higher than the snow. So I'm walking across this saddle. Usually a saddle, it's a place between the mountains where you go over the top. And a saddle is you go up and you go back down. But I am walking on the top of this one for, I don't know, quarter mile, half mile. And I'm just gradually going downhill now. And I can start to see this nice lake down there. So that is a water reservoir, and I'm not camping at that one. There's another reservoir. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell mileage on this trip. It's not like far out where I can tell, but I think it's probably another 5 or 6 miles up past this one. But this cool mountain breeze feels good. I haven't been on a mountain above tree line like this in a while. I know I'm in the Black Hills and some other areas, but this is, over 10,000 feet. You're truly on a mountain. And some of you may not have felt a mountain breeze other than the scent in your aerosol can after you take a dump in the bathroom. This is a lot better. Beautiful lake down there. Ooh. Remember earlier I said that, I'm walking in 3rd gear instead of 5th gear, just to pace myself. Well, I don't really have a choice on this trail because it's kind of slow going. Kind of frustrated when it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and usually I kick it in overdrive to get to camp. Not possible here. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Decided to take a little break here in the shade. There hasn't been a whole lot of shade this afternoon. So, I think I'm getting smarter with age because I'm not going to just hammer it. On this trip, I don't have to. I think I have about 4 miles to go today. Take a little break, cool off here, having a cookie. Then make my way up to the next reservoir, find a good place to camp. Less mileage than I'm used to, but I'm kind of glad because feeling a little bit weaker today. But I'm going to wake up early tomorrow morning, hit the trail before it gets hot and smoky, and catch up a little bit then. I'm obviously outside of Cloud Peak Wilderness because I've been walking for a while on this wide trail that a ATV could use. But there's one thing that is making me walk faster now that I didn't plan on for this trip. Mosquitoes. Man, they're eating me alive, but I don't want to stop and open my backpack and get out the bug spray. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking maybe I didn't bring bug spray to make my pack a little lighter. But anyway, I have not that much farther to go. Hopefully I'll get out of these woods and the mosquitoes will not pick on me so much. Definitely not in the wilderness area. Couple tires, fire ring, bench. I made it to that next reservoir. See, there's some cowboys over here on their side. Looks like they're doing some fishing. I am going to keep on walking. This trail is supposed to go up around the reservoir a little bit. I've been hearing thunder and it looks a little cloudy out. I thought it was maybe just smoke, but looks like we may have a chance for some rain. Just walked by some other guys that are camped out, probably with the same group. Humongous tent, 4-wheelers. and they borrowed me some mosquito spray. Sprayed myself down. There is some thunder in the distance, so I'm gonna keep on going up to the other side of the lake here and try to find a place to set up the tent. Had some chicken and dumplings. That was delicious for dinner. Went and hung my food bag, filtered some water. I'm just relaxing down here by Willow Park Reservoir, altitude 8,616 feet. But it's a beautiful night. You can see the sun setting down that way. Yeah, so I'm just gonna sit here, watch the water, and relax a little bit before going to bed. On day 2, I walked 21 miles. I passed Kearney Lake Reservoir and walked through an alpine meadow called Highland Park, and then walked south to camp near Lake Geneva. Good morning. Been hiking for a little over 3 hours now. It's been kind of a struggle. Just kind of chugging along. I'm sure I'm still acclimating. But when you're used to going fast and you can't go fast, it's a little hard on the morale. But we'll keep on going. I'm carrying my Waymark Evolve backpack here, which is a frameless backpack. It's nice to not have a hip belt, but this 38-liter pack is supposed to comfortably carry 18 to 20 pounds, and I started out with 22 pounds. So when the morale is low and you can't move, you just feel the aches and pains, and my shoulders are sore from having this backpack and kind of wishing I had a hip belt. But by tomorrow, I'll have eaten down over half of my food probably, and my backpack should be lighter, and hopefully I'll be acclimated and the hiking will actually be a little bit more fun. So I just past a Lake Kearney lake. It's a reservoir. I didn't get any water there. I've been real parched, and one water bottle is empty here, the other one is still full, but I'm going to drink a lot of that right now. Have some electrolytes. There's a Lake Winnie that's right up here, probably about another mile. I'm gonna camel up there because I have a decent climb coming up here. Been hiking through mostly these pine forests for most of the time. A lot of it was on that kind of 2-lane ATV type trail, but we're off of that now. But I look forward to, even though I'll be up in the sun, get up altitude, and the sights are a little bit more attractive and something that I'm not used to when we're up there. So I look forward to being there. Don't look forward to getting there. Feels good to be back above tree line. Little snow here. Ooh, that feels good actually. hiking through this alpine meadow. This is why I came to Wyoming. Mountains in the background. And of course, going through this meadow, there isn't really a footpath anywhere. I'm going by these cairns. See one here, see one farther up that way. Probably going right up over that saddle. But really, I have no idea. I could look at my phone, but what's the fun of that? Might as well be surprised when we get up here. We're gonna be headed down that way now. Just taking a minute here to enjoy. The breeze feels wonderful. Taking an extended break here. Had some lunch. Trying to cool off here in the shade. I looked at my Govee app on my phone, which this is a thermometer. And it said it's 87 degrees. It's about 1 o'clock. I am in the shade at 10,100 feet. So it's hot out. Looked at my map, kind of discouraging. Been hiking for 7 hours. I think maybe I've covered 10 miles. I think I'm about halfway for the day of where I wanted to get to, but we'll see. I'm regretting wearing this frameless pack. Usually I can go all day without taking my backpack off, and seems like every half hour or so I'm wanting to lean up against a tree, and I'm always like pulling up while I'm walking. A little too heavy for this pack, I think, but I don't know. We'll keep on going. We'll be smart, chug along, and I'm almost to I shouldn't say almost, it's probably 4 or 5 miles, to the very northwestern corner of the loop. Kind of makes me feel like I'm halfway anyway. So, get to there. Hopefully, even though the sun's out, I can get up above tree line and catch that breeze a little bit. Walking right along, see this cabin in the woods. It's seen some better days. Some light sprinkles. Had a little bit of an energy rush there. Made some decent time, but it's like 4 o'clock and still have a ways to go. So made it to Lake Geneva, which is just beautiful here. The mountain in the background. So Lake Geneva is a long, skinny lake, and this is where I plan to camp out tonight. But there's a creek here to cross. Hoping that there's something on the other side. I know when I get down to the far end, it's a climb where there's probably not a place to camp, but I think I'm gonna press my luck and hopefully there's something on the south side of the lake that I can camp in. Still walking south along Lake Geneva. There's no place to camp along here. Starting to get a little concerned, but there's a cool visual over here. See the big slopes of snow coming down there? If you look down here a little farther, cool little waterfall. Well, I did find a good place to camp here. Some answered prayers. Nice spot that's protected by the trees. Lake's right over here. There was a big group as I came in that sitting out over here. I guess it's a bunch of Girl Scouts. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm gonna get all set up. Beautiful. Oh, it's been a long, hard couple days here. I've been served some humble pie. I'm sure it's the altitude, but I just haven't had any energy the last 2 days. And, going 17 miles in 12 hours is, usually I would have made it a lot farther than that. But I texted my wife. I said, it was a hard day. She said, was it the terrain or how you feel? In my little Garmin InReach, I felt like just saying yes, but I just told her I have no energy. So honestly, if there was an easy way to do it, I would bail on this hike right now, but there isn't an easy way to do it. I'm about halfway around that loop. So I got a couple days here, and I'm going to try to finish. But that's the end of this video. If you want to see if I actually am able to finish, go ahead and hit subscribe, punch the bell notification, check out Midwest Backpacker on Instagram and on Facebook. Enjoy the view here a little bit, and then I am going to bed because I am tired. Oh yeah, we'll see you on the trail.